Hometown Murder Tour is a true crime podcast for entertainment purposes only, assuming you find us entertaining.
That being said, stories of violence, sexual assault, and other criminal acts will be discussed, using adult language. Consider this your warning. Hello, everyone.
Welcome to another episode of Hometown Murder Tour.
Yes, I am Sarah.
And I'm Amy.
And here we go. We are driving. And I'm already, oh my God, terrified. Oh, that truck was so close.
That was not a lane.
That was not okay, dude.
As in, we're rush hour traffic-ish.
Oh.
Springfield.
And I'm so jacked up on caffeine. I had a little job-alike meeting today and drank iced tea the entire day. And now I just ordered a lovely Dancing Mule coffee.
Another plug for Dancing Mule coffee.
Mm-hmm. But, so...
Yeah.
I might be on fire a little bit for this one.
We are right. We got this. And I think it'll balance out because I'm feeling a little tired.
Okay.
A little low.
I'll
Didn't have much caffeine today. So we'll balance each other out.
I'm the, what do they call those people? The hype person? No, like people that they hire them for events. They're called something like the hype person.
Oh.
I am not making this up. I saw it probably
hype person?
Well, it's like a hype is in the...
Yeah, you're like hyping them up.
Yeah.
All right.
But they like hire them to come to events to hype up the participants.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah. Well, I'm feeling it. My heart rate is
Your heart rate is jacked up.
Yes. Okay, so we are currently driving down Sunshine. We are driving west. Where we are headed is in the University Heights / Fast Night area. So those are the neighborhoods, and we will tweet those out like we do for the other ones, so you can see where in Springfield that is if you're not familiar.
The Phelps Grove University Heights neighborhood, it's got several
really nice, like Phelps Grove Park is there, but then around the perimeter just some real old, I would call old money houses.
Yes, but it's a really nice little area.
I'm guessing because it's called University Heights, it's because it was established like when now MSU, but it used to be SMS, and then it was SMSU, and then
so Missouri State University.
Yeah.
Here in Springfield, it's basically that neighborhood.
Yeah.
Well, right south of it.
On the west part.
Yeah.
So, and then Fast Night is then closer to the Parkview High School area.
Yes.
If you're familiar with that area. So it has Fast Night. There is also a park at Fast Night with a pool.
That's right.
Public pool. So you can go hang out there. Now, Phelps Grove also has a wading pool, which I've never actually seen anyone in it. Have you?
I think I have. The little round pool. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of, did you see the new ordinance where no hammocking?
In Phelps Grove?
In any park.
What?
Yep.
That was like the hammock park.
Yep. No more.
Why? Are people like living there?
It's probably
just like sleeping.
Hooverville.
Okay. So yeah, we are driving a little bit. We wanted to wait. We don't really want to tell you about the murder yet until we get there. So we thought we would just like shoot the shit a little bit.
Yeah. Get parked. Get settled. Get my next caffeine injection.
Yeah, get Sarah some more coffee. Mm-hmm. We were gonna talk a little bit about some of the podcasts that we are kind of into right now, besides our own.
Duh.
I mean,
who doesn't love to listen to themselves talk?
Yeah. Like, of the 5 people that listen to us, we're 2 of them.
Right.
So there you go.
Mm-hmm. We've got 5 downloads, people, and it's 2 of them are sitting right here.
Right.
Okay. So
what podcast are you listening to,
So I'm
Sarah?
listening to the first one that is not, I wouldn't put in the professional, quote unquote, category. It's called Mile Marker 81. And it is about the death of this girl, and it's kind of, it was ruled as an accident, but then like there's all these questions around it. Was it really an accident? Was it a murder? Blah blah blah. Was it her friend that murdered her? It was kind of horrific, and actually is a little reminiscent of what we're going to talk about today.
Oh shit, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I don't want to give anything away.
Right, okay.
And then the other one, of course, is on stemming from My Favorite Murder, which of course is the ultimate true crime podcast in my mind.
Of course.
The new one with their network, Exactly Right, is Paul Holes and Jensen Murder Squad.
Yes.
And I could just listen to them. I could listen to them read a dictionary.
I know. I love the sound of their voice.
I do too.
It's one voice.
It is one voice coming from two different people. It's so weird. But anyway, so those are two. And then there's one called Live and Die in LA. Which is very interesting too. I kind of thought it was getting boring for a second, and then there was a huge twist in it.
Oh, okay.
Like, I totally like sucked dash. Like, what? Yeah, that happened. So those are kind of three that I'm into right now. What about you?
I am almost finished. I'm one episode away from finishing Root of Evil.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Holy shit.
How fucked up is that?
Yeah, and I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't listened to it, but it is about the
Black Dahlia.
It's not really about the Black Dahlia murder, but it's about there was a suspect named George Hodel in the Black Dahlia murder, and it's about him and his family
and how fucked up that family is.
Oh my god.
I didn't think it could get, like, at each episode I'm like,
how
what?
Yeah. And it, like, I had to take a break after one of the episodes because it was just so intense and so fucked up. So I'm almost done with that one. That one's been really good. I've been telling people about that. But yeah,
that's it. That's your one.
Yeah. Well, I've listened.
Come on, Amy.
Oh, geez.
You've got a Game of Thrones one. That's starting up on Sunday.
Yes, it is. I do listen to some Game of Thrones podcasts. There's Not a Podcast. That's the name of them. Not a Podcast. They do a reread analysis. And then there's another one called Close the Door and Come Here. And it's also like a character chapter analysis podcast. Super nerdy.
Well, you know, I've never watched any of them or read the books.
I mean, it's all right. I forgive you.
Here's my plan. Now that the last season is going to be on, now I can just binge it straight through.
That is nice. You don't have to wait.
No.
Well, the shows surpass the books.
Right.
You know that, right? But they're totally different. Yeah. So.
Well, I wasn't going to read those books.
Yeah, you are.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Make you.
Nope. Don't have time. I've got murder books to read.
That's
I don't have
true.
Time for that. All right. Well, shall we get into this?
I think let's do this.
All right. Let's get out our copious notes.
Would this be a good time for an advertisement?
I think so.
I think so.
I mean, I think there's a sponsor that needs a little loving.
Agreed.
Okay. Hi, Amy.
Hey, Sarah.
Do you ever feel like you've got to have some hand-cut leather jewelry?
Hell yeah, I do.
I thought so. Well, boy, do I have something for you.
What's that?
Serendipity Designs.
For real?
For real.
What's it called?
Serendipity Designs.
Okay.
She's got a website. She's on Facebook. She's on the Instagram. You need to check her out. And I think you even get like 10% off if you use the code MURDER.
Hell yeah.
At checkout. So go to serendipitydesigns.com and use the code MURDER for 10% off.
How do you spell serendipitydesigns.com?
Well, SARAHNDIPITY designs.com.
I'm there now.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
And we're back. Okay, we're going to jump in.
Yep, let's do this.
Today we are talking about the murder of Barbara Foster. So as per usual, I'm going to start out with the obituary. Barbara Elaine Foster, 57, Springfield, Missouri, passed away Tuesday evening, November 20th, 2018. So it was super recent. She was born in Martinez, California on November 6, 1961 to Leroy Marvin Ayers and Patricia M. Johnston Ayers. She was an obstetrician for Eyeglass World. She was preceded in death by her father, her grandparents, and her mother-in-law. Survivors include her husband, Steve, a daughter, Amber, 4 granddaughters, Victoria, Callie, Emily, and Abigail. And she's also survived by her mother, Patricia, and 2 brothers, Robert and William. It was pretty brief obit. It seems to be kind of a pattern, maybe, that when a horrible death occurs, the obits are real short.
Yep.
Which I don't blame them.
Yep.
So, just kind of add a little bit about who Barbara was. As was said, she worked for Eyeglass World, and everybody absolutely loved her. That she was described by her brother, I believe, as feisty, strong, opinionated, but also super caring. She had a soft and sweet side. Her coworkers loved her and adored her. And the thing that breaks my heart is that she was on her way to do volunteer work.
Yep.
When she was killed.
Yes, and she even she volunteered to help people who couldn't afford, because she worked at the Eyeglass World. She helped people who couldn't afford eyeglasses or eye doc visits and all that. So she's just
crazy.
like, ugh.
I know, that was just heartbreaking. And the fact, I mean, I'll go back to, I remember specifically where I was, because this happened 2 days before Thanksgiving.
Yep.
So I'm not a huge local news watcher, so I hadn't heard about it when it happened. But so that morning, Thanksgiving morning, my mom came over and she's like, "Oh my gosh, have you heard about this?" And she starts telling me about it. I'm like, "Stop talking. I cannot listen to this right now. It's Thanksgiving." It was just horrible.
It's fucked up. This is really fucked up.
It's so upsetting.
All of the murders are fucked up.
I
but
know.
This is just out of fucking nowhere. What the hell?
Yep.
So let's get to that.
All right, what happened, Amy?
So this happened on November 20th at 5:15. It was a Tuesday.
Which, note to everybody, right now
God.
we're just 30 minutes away from where it happened. 30 minutes. In 30 minutes is exactly the time and place where this
and we
happened.
are right, we can see the street sign right where this happened. And it is a major, Campbell and Sunshine is a major intersection. Big.
Hey guys, you remember the very first episode, because I know you've been following along, when we were at Wonders of Wildlife.
Yes, Bass Pro.
That's on one of the corners.
Yep.
Then we've got a big local pawn shop. That's a big thing, known
big strip
store,
mall area.
strip mall, Planet Fitness. So
it's a huge intersection.
Yeah, and especially at
5:15, this sucker was packed. Traffic was backed up, red light, all of that. So traffic is backed up. It's at the stoplight there. They are headed south on Campbell, so their cars are facing south. It started as a fender bender. So there's this little fender bender. Witnesses say, as they're driving by in the other lane, they're like, "Oh, this is just somebody
normal fender bender, another
fender bender in Springfield during rush hour." So Foster, the woman who was killed, she gets out of her car after being rear-ended a couple times. It's just boom,
bump, bump.
boom, boom. So she gets out of her car, just what the fuck? Gets out of her car and is
looking at the damage, as
and then
one
apparently, the lady in the car, last name McCowan.
Yes.
So the piece of shit that we'll focus on here in a minute, her last name is McCowan. She's still pushing into her car as Barbara Foster's out of the car.
Yeah.
And so Barbara Foster's just "Hey, what the fuck? You're still hitting my car. What is going on? Stop. And so, according to the news articles that we printed, they said that's when she just started pushing against the car. It says she must have backed up a little or turned because the woman who had gotten out of her car was trying to get back into her car, and the Mustang came around the driver's side and went right over her.
Yep.
So as Barbara Foster is "What the fuck? You're insane. I'm getting back in my car." This other lady backs up, moves her car over, and just hits the gas and plows right over her.
Yeah. So here's where it gets, it's all fucked up. But so the bystanders are they are watching this whole thing go down, and they think, "Oh my God, she's not going to stop." So she saw her coming, flashing her flashers, honking her horn, and came up behind the other car and got back over, and the cars around them surrounded McCowan.
Yeah, this was the cool part, is that everybody saw this happen, and after she hits Foster and like runs her over, she then is just like trying to barrel through and honking at people, trying, like
getting
get out of my
out,
way, get them out of my way. But instead, like the good Samaritans in traffic are like, nuh-uh, bitch, we're blocking you in.
So all the cars just like surrounded, so she could not get by.
Yeah.
And so people are calling 911, and...
Well, they said that she's then started, like, ramming cars in front of her. Mm-hmm. She was just like, bam, bam, just, like, banging into all these cars. Yeah.
Just fucking out of control.
Yeah, and, one of the drivers jumps out, and they're like, you just ran over this woman. What are you doing? And she's just like...
She raises her hands like...
Yeah, so he says here, there's a guy who says he gets out, he like screaming at her, you just ran over this person. He says, I looked in the driver's side and she was just sitting there staring, holding the steering wheel. And she looked over at me and just kind of looked back. She just looked at me like no emotion, no anything, just staring. Ugh. I told her, it's like, you just ran a person over. You're going to jail. What the hell? And he says she was just like stone-faced, just continually ramming cars while this is happening.
Yeah. So, police on the scene really pretty quickly once the calls came in. Again, the police said had they not boxed her in, she would have gotten away.
Yeah.
So they...
which is awesome.
Yes.
Like, hell yeah.
Sorry,
so she told... Yep. So the police arrived super quickly. They said, like, within just, like, a couple minutes.
Yeah.
They arrive. They arrest her. Says here that she allegedly told police that she tricked her, into getting out of her car.
Like, she was, like, in some of the articles I read, that she was acting like she was going to be, like, nice. That, oh, I hit your car, let me get out and, like, do the nice thing you do when you have a fender bender. But instead, she called that tricking her, and then she slammed into her.
Yeah, like,
and
it was
ran
planned.
her over, and Amy drug her.
Oh, fuck. Like, took her underneath the car.
Yep.
Yeah, I read something in here that you had typed up. Yeah, and the reason is, so she tells police, so after this happens, so this was a probable cause statement the next day. She was just, like, super flippant about it, and she told police, she's like, I was trying to get to the bank to make my car payment, and they were taking too long.
They were in my way.
I was in a hurry.
Yeah.
Like, she just was like...
That was her reasoning.
Yeah.
It's so upsetting.
And so when Foster wouldn't go, because it was probably a fucking red light...
Right.
That she started nudging her car and then decided to hit it full out, according to her.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So again, she got out of the car. And so this is the part that's so fucked up. So she told the police that she tricked Foster into thinking she would be still... And then she, quote unquote, slammed into her and cut her in half.
Oh, fuck.
Now.
She said that?
She said that.
I slammed into her and cut her in half. It says here that she was dragged.
Allegedly.
She was dragged 58 feet under her car.
Yeah.
So she drove damn near 60 feet with this poor woman underneath the car.
Yep. And so, afterwards, this Elizabeth McCowan, she told officers that she had taken several drugs prior to the crash, including heroin and MDMA.
Which I guess is like a form of, what is that?
I
had read something too, like
Is it like acid?
Well, I thought it was like Molly or ecstasy. I don't know, some form of that maybe.
Yeah.
Listeners, let us know.
Yeah, tweet at us, tell us.
MDMA.
Clearly, we are so hip. We know what the hell MDMA is. Yeah. I hear people talk about it. I'm like, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Totally, man.
So
I'm on that
she
too.
said I'm on it every day.
I'm on it right now.
Can't you tell? She showed signs of impairment during the sobriety test after this, but the breathalyzer test indicated 0, so it wasn't alcohol. So it was,
and they were like waiting, like as of the articles and stuff, they weren't
They're
exactly
still,
sure.
Yeah, from what I read, they still haven't released like what the actual blood tests were.
Yeah. So sorry, we're like trying to. Yeah.
Guys, we're gonna full disclosure this.
Yeah, listen. So
we got Soup's busy and life got the way, so we did not prepare.
We did not prep for this. Like, we know the story.
Right.
But
we
like,
want to give you the good deets, and
sorry, we're just a little
bit more fluid, and so we apologize. But anywho, so after this whole thing, there was an article in the paper from the brother. These people are just so, I mean, I can't even imagine what they went through, but so gracious. And so they invited like the public to the funeral, and especially those people that, you know, tried to save his sister. Like, talks about how grateful he was, the woman who held his sister's hand while she lay there dying, and grateful for the drivers who used the cars to block her in. I mean, it just gets me. So, you know, and it just talks about how this is an awful, awful part, but like they couldn't even have like a viewing.
No, because they said she was too mangled.
Yep.
Like, this poor woman. Like, can we...
For
like,
no reason.
That is a normal... I would probably get out of my car. Until now.
I'm not ever getting out of my car.
But how many... Like, you would do that if someone's like, bang... Like, oh, shit. Like, what the hell? Get out of your car and see what's going on. No way now. Like, so my ass is staying in the car.
Stay in your car. And wait till you can get into a parking lot or something. Yeah. Away from...
Go ahead and call the police from your car. Yeah. And keep your ass in here. And if they get out of your car, crack that window like 1 inch and say, just a minute.
Or just
like,
put your finger up.
Put your finger up. I got it.
And just point to your phone that you've already called 911.
Like, what the fuck? And she realized this woman was crazy and was trying to get back into her car. And that's the shitty thing. And she's like, oh, fuck, this is not a good idea. But then it was too late.
And also, people don't want this to sound like I'm blaming her at all for getting out of her car.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would have done that. Yeah. I'm not going to now. Yeah. But I would have.
Nope. Oh, it's just absolutely senseless. So, kind of then this piece of shit Elizabeth. So you look into her. What she is.
She's a piece of shit. I know.
So kind of just about her background. Basically, she was from Arkansas, or lived in Arkansas before she was here.
Which has nothing to do with why she's a piece of shit. If we have Arkansas listeners.
Shitting on Arkansas. I really like you guys. I'm actually going down there this weekend, so...
Beautiful.
It's gorgeous. Anywho, so she was fired in 2006 from a hospital in Fort Smith for stealing prescription painkillers.
Piece of shit.
And then she was caught twice stealing Nubane?
Medication, I guess.
I know, but what is Nubane?
I don't know.
It's probably MDMA.
Listeners, we need to know what MDMA is and also Nubane.
Yeah. And so she would take it instead of giving it to the patient.
Oh, nice. Really nice. So
she got her nursing's license
revoked, right? Suspended?
Yep.
Yep. So she was a nurse.
Yeah.
Shitty one.
Well, yeah, she got fired.
Yeah, so
but she never even followed up with... Well, I guess she didn't get fired. She got suspended, which indicates that she could have been hired again.
Right.
She won't be now. But she was supposed to do, like, psychological evals and
didn't follow through
programs.
On that.
Yep. Nope. So... That piece of shit now is you found some
well,
updated
she's
info.
Still in jail. And she just recently, I found an update just this past February. She was up to see if she could, like,
bond out
or bail out or post bond or whatever it's called.
Those words. Also tweet us about what that
means. Us about what that's called. But the judge said no.
Oh, good.
Because, are you ready for this? Like, here's who this woman is. The judge said no because of her demeanor in court.
Awesome.
So when she was in court, the judge says that her back was turned to like the audience, but the judge saw the defendant smile several times while they were going back over like the incident and what happened.
Oh my
so she was just
God.
like standing in court smiling about it, and the judge is like, "Fuck
you know
that shit! Like your ass is staying in jail.
Go fuck yourself."
Yeah. So, like, props to that judge. She's just like, I don't like your... Wrong face.
Yeah.
Like, wrong
face.
Fucking face, woman. Yep. So, like, you're staying in jail.
Yep. So, remember that when you're up in front of a judge. Don't have the wrong face.
Fix your face.
Fix your face.
Fix your face. So, that's it. I mean,
so
like,
sad now.
I know, it's pretty fucked up.
But, it really is.
can you even imagine? Mm-mm. What would you have done if you were just even in traffic? Like, would you have been that badass to, like, pull your car up and block?
I don't know.
Like,
I was thinking
like that guy that got out of his car and is, like, filming it with his phone and just, like, you ran a person out, like, yelling at her?
I don't know.
Or would you be, like, I like to think that I'd be super badass about it and, like, let's block her in.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm kind of oblivious and probably wouldn't even know what's happening. I would just be like, why is everyone honking?
I know.
Why is there traffic?
But I'm assuming these people were just right there, so they saw it. There was probably no question about what was going on. But they are badass and they are heroes.
Hell yeah.
They should be heralded as such.
As such.
That's right.
Listen, people.
And we tried.
We tried on this one.
I mean, we sort of tried.
Honestly, we did. Like, we printed some shit out.
We did.
So.
And we only canceled 2 times before we finally met up.
We only canceled 2 times. Mm-hmm. Could have had a lot of time to read and prep on it. And we basically read it live.
Yeah, so.
Right now. Here for you.
It's like a bedtime story.
Totes. Profesh.
Lullabies and good night.
Caffeine.
Mm-hmm. So much caffeine.
So, hey.
Follow us on the Twitter.
At Murder Tour.
At Murder
Tour. You can email us 417hmt@gmail. Mm-hmm. We're on Podbean.
Mm-hmm. Google Play.
And iTunes.
Rate, review, subscribe.
You know, give us some good reviews, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll retweet you if you tweet us.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, we will.
Retweet the shit out of that.
Yeah. So, anywho, until next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.